If the title of this video caught your attention, I shall assume that you are an individual with a healthy amount of self-respect. And I don't mean having a healthy self-esteem or the ability to perform a high number of push-ups. Perhaps you have recently acquired a job promotion and are subconsciously wary of those friends who suddenly appear before you to congratulate you, whereas they have not gone through the trouble of contacting you for months. Or perhaps you have recently started a new romantic relationship and cannot help but wonder why your siblings, who have always been supportive of your previous dating affairs, seem to ooze disapproving body language and are only nice to your face. In all these situations lies an expression of secret envy or hatred that the Stoics describe as an unsociable attitude. According to the Stoic perspective on human interaction, which is the main focus of this video, both voluntary and subconscious reasons drive such acts of concealed malevolence. Have you ever felt disliked for no clear reason? Here's the truth. People often hate what challenges them. Your confidence, ambition, or authenticity might highlight their insecurities. Their negativity often reflects their struggles, not your worth. So, don't take it personally. Use it as a mirror of your growth. When you thrive, it reminds others of what they haven't achieved. Whether it's chasing your dreams or standing tall in your values, success stirs emotions. And guess what? That's okay. The more you step out, the more you'll encounter resistance. But that resistance means you're making waves. Think about this. No one criticizes mediocrity. If you're sparking emotions, even the negative ones, it's because you're standing out. It's proof you're moving forward in your journey. Instead of fearing disapproval, let it confirm you're walking a bold, powerful path of self-improvement. Don't let the weight of their judgment hold you back. Use their doubt and discomfort as fuel to keep going. Be gracious, focus on your goals, and let your results silence the noise. Keep building yourself, and soon even your critics might have no choice but to respect your dedication. Now let's get straight to why people hate you secretly. 1. Envy and comparison. Envy, as described by the Stoics, arises from a deep-seated dissatisfaction with oneself. When people see your success or happiness, they subconsciously compare it to their own situation. This comparison triggers feelings of inadequacy or frustration because they perceive a gap between where they are and where they think they should be. Stoics believed that envy stems from external focus chasing societal standards or others' achievements instead of nurturing personal growth. They emphasized that comparison distracts us from what truly matters, our character and virtues. To deal with envy, the Stoics taught us to shift our focus inward. They suggested reflecting on what we can control, our actions, values, and mindset, rather than external markers of success. By practicing gratitude and striving for self-improvement, we not only guard ourselves against envy, but also foster harmony in relationships. Recognizing and addressing envy in others requires understanding their struggle. Approach them with empathy, encourage open communication, and model the Stoic practice of finding contentment within oneself. 2. Lack of virtue and integrity. When someone lacks virtue or integrity, their actions and words don't match their values. Virtue, in Stoic philosophy, is the foundation of a meaningful life. It includes qualities like honesty, humility, fairness, and kindness. When someone lacks these traits, they might act in ways that damage relationships or betray trust. This behavior creates resentment and negativity in social interactions. If someone secretly dislikes you, it might be because they see your virtues as a reminder of their own shortcomings. Imagine a colleague who cuts corners at work. They might get ahead temporarily, but their lack of integrity alienates co-workers who value teamwork and effort. Their actions stem from prioritizing personal gain over fairness, breaking bonds of trust. Another example is in friendships. If someone pretends to support you but secretly envies your success, Their lack of honesty causes friction. Instead of sharing in your joy, they might subtly undermine you. This shows how a lack of virtue, like sincerity, can poison connections. Stoics teach us to reflect on our own virtues and avoid blaming others for their shortcomings. They believed we should act with integrity regardless of how others behave. Living virtuously means being truthful, keeping promises, and treating others fairly, even when faced with dishonesty or betrayal. By embodying virtue in everyday actions, like helping a neighbor without expecting anything in return or admitting a mistake at work, you build relationships based on respect and trust. Over time, this approach not only improves your interactions, but also sets an example, encouraging others to align their actions with their values. 3. Arrogance and ego. Stoics believed arrogance stems from an inflated ego, a false sense of superiority over others. This behavior not only blinds us to our flaws, but also pushes people away. Arrogance makes it hard to connect, as others feel diminished or undervalued. For example, consider someone who constantly brags about their achievements at gatherings. Instead of inspiring respect, their self-centered behavior alienates friends who feel overshadowed. Similarly, an arrogant boss might dismiss employees' input, fostering resentment rather than teamwork. In everyday life, arrogance often masks insecurity. Stoics advised countering this with humility, acknowledging that no one is perfect and everyone has something to learn. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic, regularly reminded himself of his mortality and the shared humanity of all people to avoid letting his power feed his ego. By practicing gratitude and focusing on shared values, we can replace arrogance with genuine confidence. This shift helps build stronger, more meaningful relationships rooted in mutual respect rather than competition. 4. Misunderstandings and lack of communication skills. Misunderstandings often arise when people fail to express themselves clearly or interpret others accurately. Poor communication can cause friction, resentment, and even secret hatred. Stoics emphasize the importance of open and honest dialogue to prevent such issues. For example, imagine a co-worker who appears aloof and unhelpful. In reality, they might be dealing with personal struggles, but their lack of communication gives the impression they don't care. Without understanding their perspective, colleagues might harbor resentment. Stoics believed good communication starts with listening. By actively seeking to understand others' words and emotions, we can avoid assumptions that lead to conflict. Epictetus taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason: to listen more than we speak. In everyday life, improving communication means expressing our thoughts kindly and seeking clarity when confused. Instead of assuming ill intentions, ask questions or share concerns calmly. 5. Jealousy and resentment. Jealousy emerges when people feel they're losing what they deserve. Jealousy and resentment can cause people to secretly dislike you. These feelings arise when someone feels inadequate or envious of your achievements, happiness, or talents. For instance, you might earn a promotion or start a happy relationship, and someone may resent you because they compare their life to yours and feel they're falling short. In everyday life, this could look like a colleague downplaying your success or a friend acting distant when you share good news. They might not openly criticize you, but instead harbor negative feelings in silence. When someone resents you, their envy reveals their own inner struggles, not your flaws. For instance, a friend might seem supportive but harbor jealousy over your accomplishments. Instead of celebrating your success, they distance themselves or make subtle, cutting remarks. This resentment arises not because of what you did, but because of how they view their own life. From a Stoic perspective, jealousy is harmful, not just to relationships, but to the person feeling it. The Stoics believed that focusing on what's within your control, your own actions and choices, can prevent these emotions. They encourage celebrating others' successes instead of comparing lives, which fosters genuine happiness and harmony. If you sense someone resents you, respond with empathy. You can't control their feelings, but you can choose kindness and patience. Avoid bragging or trying to prove yourself to them. Instead, focus on staying humble and supportive. Over time, this can help reduce tension and encourage healthier interactions. 6. Self-absorption and narcissism. Self-absorption and narcissism can be major reasons why people secretly dislike you. These traits make someone overly focused on their own needs, achievements, or feelings while ignoring others. People who come across as self-centered may unintentionally alienate those around them by failing to show empathy, listen actively, or value others' contributions. For example, someone who constantly talks about their successes without asking about others might seem arrogant. Friends or colleagues may feel undervalued or overlooked, leading to resentment. This creates an emotional barrier, even if the self-centered person doesn't mean harm. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from humility and connection with others. They taught that focusing solely on yourself prevents meaningful relationships and disrupts social harmony. Instead, practicing gratitude, showing interest in others, and being mindful of their feelings can counteract self-absorption. If you suspect self-centeredness is an issue, start small. Ask others how they're doing, genuinely listen, and acknowledge their experiences. Over time, this shift in behavior can rebuild trust and improve relationships. 7. Betrayal and trust issues. Betrayal and trust issues can make people secretly resent or dislike you. Trust is a foundation of all relationships, and when it's broken, whether through gossip, dishonesty, or failing to keep promises, it leaves others feeling hurt and vulnerable. Even small actions like revealing a private detail someone trusted you with can cause lasting damage. For instance, if a colleague shares a personal struggle and you casually mention it to others, they might feel betrayed, even if you didn't mean harm. This can lead to silent resentment. The Stoics emphasized integrity and the importance of being trustworthy. They believed that true character is shown by acting with honesty and respect, even when no one is watching. Betrayal often stems from self-interest or carelessness, both of which disrupt harmony in relationships. To avoid being seen as untrustworthy, reflect on your actions. Be mindful of what others share with you and honor their confidence. Apologize sincerely if you've made a mistake, and take steps to rebuild trust. Living with honesty and reliability not only strengthens relationships, but also fosters respect and goodwill. 8. Anger and hostility. Anger and hostility are common reasons why people secretly dislike you. When someone acts out of anger, it can create an uncomfortable or even toxic environment. Hostile behavior, whether it's snapping at others, holding grudges, or being overly critical, pushes people away and fosters resentment. For example, if you frequently lose your temper over small things, others might feel anxious or unwelcome around you. Even subtle forms of hostility, like sarcastic remarks or passive-aggressive behavior, can harm relationships without you realizing it. The Stoics believed that anger is a destructive emotion that clouds judgment and damages relationships. They taught the importance of controlling emotions and responding calmly to challenges. Marcus Aurelius advised reflecting on the nature of anger, recognizing that it often harms us more than it helps. To address this, start by being aware of your triggers and practice pausing before reacting. Deep breathing or stepping away for a moment can help you calm down. Show empathy and consider how your words and actions might affect others. When you approach situations with kindness and patience, You'll notice others feel more comfortable and connected to you. This can dissolve hidden resentment and build stronger, more positive relationships. If people secretly hate you, the Stoics believe the solution starts with introspection and self-improvement. They taught that you must take responsibility for your actions and reactions. Reflect on your behaviors. Are you arrogant, selfish, or harsh? Identifying these traits is the first step toward change. For example, if jealousy or misunderstandings fuel hidden dislike, clear communication and humility can bridge the gap. Show genuine interest in others, be kind, and avoid unnecessary comparisons. Living with integrity and understanding promotes harmony, reducing hidden resentment. Today, embrace the discomfort of being disliked. It's a sign of your growth and strength. Keep leveling up and proving to yourself, not others, why you deserve your success. Let the haters be your motivators. Now go build, thrive, and show the world the unstoppable force you are.